What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a recap, honey, of Belle Collective, honey. And I'm also going to be playing some audio from For It's Harriet. I think that's the name of her YouTube channel. She had a therapist on her show, I believe, and they got to talking about black men, would be better if they would take their ass to therapy. So, one half of this video, honey, we gonna be talking about Belle Collective, and then we go head to Harriet's page, honey, and listen to the conversation she was having with the therapist, honey, because I thought it was a good conversation, okay? But anyways, honey, I am back. Let's talk Belle Collective. We got LATEASHA. Okay. How do I feel about LATEASHA? I think LATEASHA is a beautiful woman. I didn't really care for her. She's not really my favorite on here. I like Marie and I like LATEASHA. LATEASHA says that her hair company has been doing fabulous, honey. She is making a ton of money. Okay, I love the little hair vending machine that she had created. I thought that was genius. This girl is smart. This girl is getting to the coins, honey. So I really respect her hustle and her grind. But anyways, honey, we see her cooking breakfast and her husband comes in and, he gets to talking about how he want another baby. Now, y'all know her husband is 20 years her senior, right? He's 20 years older than her. And she called a man daddy. What other name can you call him? Because that's 20 years, honey. I done been with men that was 5-6 years older than me, and I called him daddy, honey. Okay. Now, I asked y'all in the community tab, how do you feel about women that call their men daddy? It doesn't bother me. I never understood for the life of me why women get so upset about what another woman calls her man. To me, you coming off bitter, you coming off bothered. You need to mind your business. Okay, I told y'all about some of these people on YouTube. I saw a few reviews and the women was just so bothered that LATEASHA called her man daddy. No, that ain't none of your business. Okay, if she want to call the man daddy, let her call the man daddy. And in my opinion, when I called my man daddy, I called them that, it was like a pet name, And some of my men would call me mommy. I didn't feel like I was really their damn mother. Like, I don't like when people take everything in relationships so serious and nah, you shouldn't do that. And like I said, with the comedian Monique, she called her man daddy. She said she feel like her man is raising her. And I always tell y'all, you with a good man when he is pouring into you and you feel like you are learning from him. That's how you are going to have respect for that man. That is what keeps you in love with that man. And if any of that was to chip away, honey, you wouldn't want to be with him. So that is actually a good thing. So LATEASHA said, honey, she didn't, got her some new titties. I can't tell. Okay, damn, shit, you could have went up a cup or two. Goddamn. Okay, but I guess you doing a little something. My issue with her husband is, why do you need so many damn kids? He got 4 boys. He got this girl, pretty girl, getting ready to go to college. Like, why does LATEASHA have to have a baby? I am completely against that. LATEASHA obviously does not want a baby. She feels like it's going to slow her down. Yeah, it will slow you down, but you got money. And I keep telling y'all, okay, when you got money, motherhood hits a little bit different. Okay, but I am completely against a woman having a baby and she don't want to have one. I don't give a damn if you're married or not. I really do feel like it's the woman's decision. I do. Like, that's your body. If you don't want to have one, you feel like he got enough kids. then that's what it is. These men, they be killing me, and they act the way they do, you guys, because they don't have to have the damn baby. They don't have to carry the damn baby. If men had to carry babies, would nobody be here on planet Earth, okay? Child, so, So Latrice says that Daddy, honey, wants her to quit her job, her business, be a stay-at-home mom. Hell no. Child, he trying to have all the advantage. Okay, and I just feel like that is a recipe for disaster. Ladies, always have your own money. I don't care if he paying all the bills or not. Always have your part-time job, your own business. Do something outside of that man. Okay, but yeah, I do not like that. I kind of liked her and her husband at first. They got their ways about them, honey. They could be a bit eccentric, honey, for Miss Robinson. But yeah, him talking like that and talking in this caveman sort of way, it is rubbing me the wrong way. And then he says that he's so proud of her, and all her accomplishments, but why would you try to slow her down? Why do you just want her to be at home with a baby all day? And no, that's not her life. So yeah, that's something else you got to kind of watch out for with these older men. They feel like because they are older, they have authority over your life. And sometimes, honey, they may really feel like they your damn daddy. That's some of them. That's Cliff. That's kind of how he's coming off, honey. That's what he's giving, okay? And Latrice, she ain't here for it, and I'm with Latrice. So Latrice gets to telling her friend that she's going to have a high tea for all the ladies and, kind of bring everybody together. I think they have a few new ladies on the cast. So, honey, we will see how that goes. Latrice had me rolling when she said, yeah, I got to cook this breakfast for my king, honey. Girl, I got to hype this man up. I was cracking up. That was funny to me. And then Cliff, he goes call his daughter into the room. The way he called her in, Amber, your mom is cooking. Latrice is like, child, you trying to be funny. You need to quit. I thought all of that was funny. Latrice says in her confessional she don't like that Cliff's kids don't see her as a stepmom. Girl, why would they? You closer to their age, okay? And unfortunately, that's just what comes with that. You're going to have to look over that. They ain't going to be calling you mom. And I remember when I became an auntie, you guys, at 9 years old. My nephews, they ain't never really look at me. They should, honey, okay? But they ain't never treat me with that respect because, we were, a little bit closer in age. But I'm a little bit different. I would never allow my daughter to disrespect anybody. It didn't matter, it don't matter if they would be closer to her age or not. You just give people their respect. But girl, these people ain't gonna be bowing down to you. Okay? So, honey, Cliff, he in a confessional with Latrice, and he get to saying, there's more than one way to get a baby. And Latrice looks at him and say, nigga, what you talking about? You gonna pull a Glenn? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, we gonna do a divorce. Okay, I ain't gonna be over there doing what Teasha is doing. Okay, with that bullshiggity, honey. Child, I didn't like that as a joke at all. I felt like that was a bit disrespectful. Ain't no, I'm going to do a Glenn. You bet not. Shit. You won't make it, honey, to C80. Fooling with Miss Robinson. Okay. Be to hid your damn dentures. Don't play with me. Okay. Child, so we got my girl, Teasha. And what is she? She one of my favorites. I like Teasha. She talking about, she been on her grind. She's doing better. We see her stepping out her Porsche. She looks pretty, but you're not doing better. The self-esteem is not where it needs to be. Especially since you still trying to work stuff out with that raggedy ass husband, Glenn. And then you caught up with all this stuff about the past and we was high school sweethearts. I don't give a damn how long he been in your life. It could be since elementary school. You need to get rid of that fool. He done had a baby on you and he already had an affair. Then the same night he proposed to you, he got caught texting some girl. That's why I told y'all I can't marry a man like that. I don't do the womanizers. I would never marry no man like that. I wouldn't stay married to no man like that. It's a no for me. I love LATEASHA's enterprise. Like, her office is really nice. She says she's shooting for 10 streams of income. Girl, the money don't matter if you still got that trash up out in your life. So get rid of that raggedy ass man. That way you can make room, honey, for the money to reside. Okay? So, girl, Teasha says she is staying with her mom. Girl, what the hell wrong with you? You make that trifling ass nigga get up out that house. Why you staying with your mammy? Okay, So Glenn get his shade tree mechanic looking ass up in LATEASHA's mama's house, talking about, oh, where my son at? He done hugged her mother and I can't believe we doing this. What are we doing, nigga? You the one that philandered around and got somebody pregnant, and then this shit was some years ago and there's a baby? Child, it's the audacity for me. So Glenn keeps pressing Teasha to have a conversation about their separation. The son was there. He looked really sad. LATEASHA breaks down and cries, once they leave. I'm like, girl, you need to get rid of that man. Oh, yeah. You need to get rid of him. And in my opinion, some men, they feel like, and we see a lot of this on Love and Marriage Huntsville with LATEASHA and Marceau, you're with somebody for so damn long and they kind of just feel like they could treat you any kind of way. When I look at Glenn, he's looking at Teasha like she did something to break up the family when really it was his actions. And then in my opinion, it just seemed like he's looking at her like, well, shit, I did what I did, but that don't take away for how long we'd have been together. Let's just keep being together. She gonna end up getting back with him because you gonna hear her saying later on she want to take care of the baby. She want to take the baby from the lady he had the baby with. Child, you better let him and that lady raise that damn baby and you go and live your best life with a new man. Okay? Child, bye. Hell no. So next, honey, we got one of my faves, which is Marie. She talking about she back as Marie Monroe. I'm like, girl, you need to get rid of that blonde hair. She looks good, you guys, with short hair, like with the finger wave type of look. The black hair, I don't like the blonde. It's a no for me. Marie gets to talking about how she has several multi-million-dollar companies, honey. Okay, y'all know she is in the mental health industry, like Miss Robinson, honey. What's up, Marie? Okay, holla at your girl. She said her mother is living with her, and her mother has had issues with drugs, ever since she was a child. So I know that had to take a lot of forgiveness. I wouldn't have the mother living with me. I would kind of be done with that. Like, if you still want to talk to your mother, maybe she lived with somebody else or something, that's different. But you got too much going on. Then your son's baby mama, she done got killed. Somebody that shot up her damn car. Was it gang affiliated? I don't know. The baby was in the back seat. Thank God the baby made it out alive. She got her son Jerez. I think he is so handsome. But he got what? 3 kids by 3 different women. And, now Marie got to step up and raise this grandbaby because I think her son is still in school. And, that is a lot. And rest in peace to Jerez's baby mother. And, my heart really goes out to her family, his family. Like, it's a lot. That's a lot for a baby to, never see their mother again. Like, oh gosh, it's so sad, you guys. The baby is so cute. Marie says she's the first Black woman in the state of Mississippi to own a methadone clinic. I said, you go ahead, girl. Okay. Marie gets to talking about her best friend, Essie, and, she's her business partner, and people think that they, kitty clicking it up, honey, that they lesbians. And, Maria's like, I don't go that way, okay? Marie said she had to walk away from her marriage because she couldn't bear the infidelity anymore. If he ain't acting like a good man, then girl, you got to get rid of him. Y'all got money, okay? Like, if I had the money y'all had, shit, I'd be so over these raggedy ass niggas. Okay, like, you have access to some top-notch men, with good careers, and, like, y'all got something. But just because a man is high earning does not make him high value. Okay. It's a lot of high earning men with low moral character and integrity. Don't I know it, honey? Okay. But yeah, I'm looking at this picture of her and Cedric, and she looks so pretty, you guys, with that black hair. We see Jerez. He's very heartbroken, like anyone would be, that his child's mother is dead, as a result of gun violence. And he talks about his son growing up without his mother and how he depends on his mother. And Marie mentioned she's still taking care of him. And I'm like, I understand all of this with his child's mother. I really do. But Jerez is a grown-ass man. He need to be working and taking care of his own child. So hopefully Marie gets that together, where she's not, trying to do everything for grown people, right? It's okay to be there emotionally for your son, but I say financially, he needs to make his own way and be his own man, Marie says she's seen a lot of growth out of Jerez. She doesn't really specify what the growth is. I'm like, well, shit, if he ain't paying his own bills, then where's the growth? Okay, so I don't know. Anyways, the baby got the farting up in the office. It was cute. It was funny. Next, honey, we got Tamra Cherie. She's probably, you guys, my least favorite. Don't really care about her storyline. But anyway, she says that her show is #1. Her hair looks a lot better, and she's not all loud and obnoxious like last season. So I'm so glad somebody told her to calm down. Why Antoinette didn't come back? Can y'all put that in the comments? What happened to Antoinette? Wasn't she Latrice's friend, the little dentist girl? I kind of liked her storyline. Tamra also has an immunity tea. It's supposed to support your immune system. She says she's in 2 stores. That's all good. So next, honey, we got Teasha, which is LATEASHA's friend. They meet at her office. She has been helping Teasha, make everything at the office look nice. Teasha, honey, get to telling Teasha, girl, you need to be glad you up out of that house. People need to see you at your office conducting business. You need to get away from that man. I said, I know that's right, girl. So, child, Teasha get to talking about how she want to invite the girls, to her new office and, celebrate her new office. So she go invite, her fellow castmates. And then Teasha feels a way, though, about Tamra. She calls her LATEASHA's play friend. I said, oh, is there drama? Is there some type of beef? Teasha is wondering why Teasha is cool with Tamra. And, Teasha is just like, I like her energy. Is there a reason why I shouldn't like her? So then they shoot over to Tambra and her man that she's with. She's been knowing him for a long time. They want to have a baby. They're kind of at this fertility clinic, trying to figure out what's the odds of that. They haven't been having unprotected sex. I say all of that is good. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Okay, y'all know we can barely trust these niggas. Okay, some of y'all can barely trust y'all husbands. Wrap it up, honey. Okay. Tamra has had issues with fibroids, so she had to have the surgery recently. So anyways, honey, Teasha finally spills the tea to Teasha and says that her friend guy, she's been telling Teasha, he has a different name. And I'm like, well, why you keeping secrets? See, something about that don't look right. But anyway, she been messing with him, and the man is messing with Tamra. Like, he trying to marry her and have a baby, but you been messing with him too. Just messy. See, that's why you don't like Tamra. That's why you don't like her. How y'all feel about that? Put that in the comments. That's just suspicious. So Tamra, honey, is telling a different story. I said, oh, this show is so messy. The drama, the excuses, the lies, give me more, okay? I love it. Shout out to Mississippi, honey. That's where Miss Robinson's daddy is from, honey, okay? I know you hear the country accent. But she's saying all this good stuff about her man, and he's so respectful of me, but he been cheating. Okay, with Teasha. Child, make it make sense. Like, see, this is what I'm telling y'all. We have this large epidemic with these men that's cheaters and liars, and like, girl, run and fast. You don't need to get married to this man, have no baby with him. I am good with her having a protected sex. Protect yourself, honey, okay? You got to protect yourself, ladies. These men, they ain't gonna do it. They'll take that dick out for a ooga booga. If they fuck a ooga booga, then come on. They don't care. Okay? They don't care. These men out here sleeping with transvestite. I'm serious. Okay, like, ugh. Child, Teasha don't understand what to do with all the tea, honey, that Teasha has gave her. She was like, girl, this is a lot. Yes, it is. But my thing is, why would Teasha lie about the identity of the man? To me, her hands are not clean either. Like, it's kind of like you already knew he was with somebody. Something is suspicious, honey. Something in the buttermilk, honey, it ain't clean. So we are at Latrice's high tea, okay, that she's going to be having, for her and the other women in the group. She says she don't like tea and don't like crumpets, so she got some cupcakes and, she going to put her own little spin on it. So we get introduced to this new lady called So Gucci. She's the top real estate person, honey. Latrice says that So Gucci helped her to find her first real estate property. So Gucci says, honey, she is a certified personal trainer. So Gucci says she has the funniest, most fun, and the finest husband. Honey, that's your taste. He ain't all that to me, okay? I'm just saying. So Tamra comes in, honey, with her fur. I love Tamra's fur. So LATEASHA walks in and she gets her little green tea shot, honey, okay? No damn tea. Latrice is serving liquor to the girls, okay? LATEASHA looked like she liked that liquor too. I guess her and Latrice have gotten closer since it was Latrice that spilled the beans on what Glenn was out here doing in these streets. Okay, him allegedly having this baby. So, honey, So Gucci gets in her confessional. She start talking about LATEASHA's edges and, LATEASHA's baby hairs, need a little bit of water on them. Okay, they look dry. I thought that everybody looked nice. So Gucci, your wig, I don't know. Is it supposed to look like that? I don't know. It just, I don't know. It just really, I don't know. I just noticed it really looked like a wig. So, girl, you missed perfect over there. You should have laid that damn wig down a little bit more. I don't know. It just looked real obvious to me. Could LATEASHA have looked better? Yeah, but to me, she looked okay enough. Like her dress was pretty. I don't know. I don't have to go in on these women's looks, okay? Because Miss Robinson actually looks the part. I'm just saying. I know y'all like, girl, you need to quit. But, I feel like all the ladies look nice. Like, I don't understand why, it'd be so much shade, honey, okay, about people's hair and it ain't looking the way you want it. And girl, who cares? So Maria, I guess, wasn't invited to this little tea party, honey, because allegedly she accused Maria of Medicaid fraud. Y'all remember they got into it really bad all throughout the season and even at the reunion. And, and then Maria had got on the girl about hair and, it just wasn't the quality of hair that she wanted when she, ordered from Latrice. It's always been a lot of drama. Latrice says she's deeply rooted in the hood, and one thing, she doesn't do is snitch. I think that's ignorant, I feel like that was an ignorant statement to make. I'm, from the hood too, but I ain't gonna sit up here and be like, well, I don't snitch. I'll do whatever to keep my ass out of jail, okay? So they get to talking about all the people that could block your blessings. I'm like, yada, 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 let's get to the tea. So that damn Teasha shoots over to Tamra. She like, well, is you still with Damon? And Tamra was like, yes. Teasha gets to asking Tamra, do you want him to propose to you before y'all have the baby? And Tamra was like, yeah, that's the plan. I feel like Tamra is a very smart woman. I like what she said as far as, she didn't want to be a teen mom. She didn't even want to be a college mom. She made sure, she didn't have no babies or nothing out of wedlock. And I really salute her for that. I feel like more women need to be like that. Make these men wear that protection. And girl, you go be happy you was wearing that. You had him wearing that protection because he been out here dipping his stick somewhere else anyways, honey. Now, was it me or was Teasha being kind of obvious? Like 1 minute in her confessional, she like, well, I'm not going to get into the tea about Taisha and tell Tamra at this moment. I don't have enough information, but you can see her probing at the, event. Shout out to Teasha from Love and Marriage Huntsville. You can see her probing, like asking follow-up questions. That's a term, you guys, we use in the interview world. Okay, I used to use that a lot. I used to probe. And so it looked obvious, and I'm trying to figure out, did any of the other women pick up on the fact of Teasha is just like, yeah, so, he wants to be married to you and only you, and and he's really ready to settle down. And like she was saying stuff like that. And I know Tamara was like, bitch, what do you know? Spill all the beans. Poor little Tink Tambra, honey. She think that LATEASHA is just her friend and is probing and asking all these questions, honey, because she care about her. She said, yeah, I know Teasha is going through a lot with Glenn, and that's where all these questions are coming from. It's coming from a good place. It's coming from the fact that her good friend of a whole bunch of years been messing with your man, honey. Y'all been sharing the same man. Okay, that's where it's coming from. Okay, Tambra, girl. So Latrice starts clowning Tambra for having protected sex with Damon for over 50 plus years. Like I said, I think it's very smart. Latrice was like, girl, I need the juices flowing. Girl, evidently they don't need to flow. You don't want no baby, honey, with your husband unless you on birth control. But I'm Team Tambra, honey. Play it smart. Now, is it me? Who is the man in the background? There was this picture, and it looked like James Caldwell. I was like, there go my boy James. Who is that, honey, in the back? It looked like a picture of him. Teasha is so damn shady. She tells Tambra, oh, y'all just linking up to have this baby because he been your best friend. I was like, girl, you might as well just spill the beans to her. Like, Tambra, girl, LATEASHA was throwing you so much shade, you was not catching it, girl. Tambra keeps saying the only thing that's missing is the ring. Teasha was like, well, do you feel like that's the only thing that's missing? Because a man can still cheat on you with a ring. And don't you know about it, sis? Okay, so, and she's right. You know, a lot of women feel once they get married, once I have this ring, no. You are not promised a happily ever after. It depends on the man that you partner with. He has to be mature. He has to be faithful. He has to be committed. Okay? He can't be spreading it wide and laying it low, honey. Okay, and that's what your man, girl, allegedly Tambra been doing out in these streets. Y'all already know I don't like the notion of women putting all of that on the man. Well, he may cheat and shit. What if you step out? What if you get sick of him and you may step out? Okay, it ain't all up to the man. Stop playing into that patriarchal bullshiggity, that one-sidedness that is in our dating and marriage communities where, well, the man can cheat and, he can, no. Like, no, women, they step out too when they not happy or, hell, just move on. Okay. I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm just saying, we as women, we have a lot of power and you don't have to sit up and put up with somebody cheating on you. And then they'll blame it on what? Well, I'm a man and that got with men. And it'd be the ugliest ones talking like that too. Well, that got what we do. Shit. That ain't what you do with Miss Robinson, honey. Okay, shit. Talk to your friend behind your damn back. You won't know nothing. Okay, don't play. Teasha get to talking about Glenn and this baby. She want to know. Tamara like, well, what do you want to know? And Teasha's like, I just want to know if this is baby or not. Honey, Miss Robinson is with So Gucci. She like, girl, Teasha, girl, You better not sit up here talking about you want to take that lady's baby. You better let Glenn and the mother take care of that baby and you do you. Because after all, Glenn has been doing Glenn. And that's how I feel. Okay, when these men are cheating, you are in an open marriage. You are in an open relationship, whether you know or not. And I personally, I just wouldn't get back with somebody. You done had an affair and then you done got the lady pregnant and it's too much drama. Who has time, honey? Okay, Teasha, all these fine men out here. Teasha, a nice looking woman. I'm sure she could find somebody else, you guys. Put your comments in the comment section on, how you feel about this situation. How y'all feel about Teasha talking about she want to raise the baby and girl, he may go out and have another baby on you with that type of attitude. Okay? So, honey, next thing I see is Teasha. She on the phone with Marie. I guess, she's still trying to reconcile with the passing of her son's baby mother. She's feeling away. They probably gossiped, honey, about Latrice's tea party that she had. Glenn come bringing these raggedy ass, sorry ass flowers in here. It's a little too late. Okay, it's too late, honey. Okay, it's too late to turn back now. Okay? Because I believe you done got another bitch pregnant. You done lost your mind. Okay? LATEASHA all flattered with him giving her these flowers. I would have showed his ass the door. Bye, Glenn. And I would put his ass on child support. Yeah, get your money. Shit. Glenn is in his confessional saying he's proud of Teasha. He likes how her office look. Why was he in the opening credits? Like, why? And he has a baby. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no nigga go be. If I'm the star of the show, ain't no man is cheating on me or that has cheated on me in the past and got a whole baby. Like, no. You ain't gonna be in no opening credits with me. Your name don't need to be on the screen, period. Okay, so Glenn, I think he happy for LATEASHA, but he happy about how this show probably make him feel important, honey. No. Child, Glenn get to telling us that he fighting so hard to get Teasha back, honey. Glenn, honey, you can save it, okay? Like Teasha said, if y'all was living together, you wouldn't even be feeling like you needed to make up for anything. It's the fact that now you have something to really lose, right? You really may lose your wife. I don't think she's gonna leave you. She should. If she has any damn self-esteem, she keep claiming, she the queen of self-esteem this season. I'm like, bitch, where? When the hell is it gonna show up? Because I would be done with him. Like, once you got your money and shit together, I just feel like you should be moving different. You should look at life different. It ain't like you struggling in the projects, Teasha, and you got no choice but to deal with this raggedy man. Okay, you got a choice, sis. Okay. Hell, all women got a choice. Child, Teasha get to saying that she don't think that Glenn could be a one-woman man because he need a whole bunch of attention. That's another thing, and I have seen that, like, in a lot of different spaces where you have men, they will be married and come up in the workplace looking for all this fucking attention. It's like, you already got a wife. Why do you need more? Okay, like some of these men, I've seen them with girlfriends, and you could be the new girl working at a job and it's, you feel like entitled to have all this attention. That shit is so annoying. Like, men, that shit is not attractive at all. Please table that immediately. Stop being so fucking needy. Damn, do you need some breast milk, Glenn? Okay. Child, this nigga, he done text another woman the same night he re-proposed to Teasha. That's a hell to the no. Then he get to telling her, well, am I toxic? Just a little bit. I'm not perfect. I'm so sick of that damn line. We know that most of you niggas ain't perfect. Okay? We know. We know y'all ain't going to therapy. Okay? I can't wait to get into this next section, honey, of this video. The men need to go to therapy, honey. Heal all them selfish, cheating demons that you all possess. But I can't get over him talking about he a little toxic. No, this is a lot of toxic, nigga. You got a whole baby out there. Teasha keep asking Glenn, what made you, take my penis and have unprotected sex with another woman? What made you feel so comfortable? I'm going to tell y'all, and I keep telling y'all this, a lot of these men, I've seen it with my own eyes, they like to get married, right? Because that's their way of saying that they have you. This is not all of them, but some of them, they think like this. Even if y'all are girlfriend and boyfriend, they feel like I got you, but then I can have somebody on the side. You better not think about anybody. Okay, you better not dare step out or think about another man in that type of way. And y'all already know, Miss Robinson. I don't get down like that. I don't believe in the whole one-sided thing. I believe you better be very worried about me. Okay, all the niggas up in my inbox. Okay. And honey, they still there waiting on Miss Robinson. Child, I got a date. Okay, this man asked me out, some weeks ago, and still ain't went out on a damn date. I'm so damn busy. So I'm going to be slowing down, honey, and going out on that date. Okay. Hopefully he ain't a fool like Glenn, honey. Okay. Let's pray on that. All right, y'all. So we are going to now head to the Harriet video, honey, where she speaks with Dr. Nikki Coleman. This lady drops some jewels on black men and black women and therapy, honey. So let's check that out.
I follow you on TikTok. I think I was first introduced to you because one of your TikToks went viral, and it was basically you talking about how you do couples counseling. Yes. You're a therapist.
Yes.
And how the women are often doing so much more work than the men when you're seeing these couples and you're trying to do a lot to relate to men and kind of draw the men out and get them to like invest.
Here's this thing that I've noticed. So I'm a therapist, licensed psychologist. I work with women primarily, black women, and I work with a handful of couples. Couple revelations. I haven't seen any of my couples this week, and I realized that my energy at the end of the week was different, notably different, and I connected it to the fact that it's because I'm not seeing the couples. And the couples that I'm currently working with are all heterosexual couples. And the emotional labor for me to see the men in the relationship as full, whole human beings who are deserving of love and empathy is sometimes overwhelming because of the way that I see them engage with their women partners and the way that I see the women partners overcompensate for their male partners' lack of empathy.
And I feel
that is it.
And I feel like that really caught fire because you affirmed what so many of us who have relationships with men like are feeling, and those are our instincts, but maybe we haven't seen somebody who is actually an expert like articulated so clearly.
Yes. And it's so interesting. Like, I'm happy that the video resonated in the way that it did, but it literally was like me at the end of a week. And so now look at it, I was like, girl, you look crazy. Like, you didn't, like, you weren't, your makeup wasn't done. But it like hit the nerve for so many people. And I think the message that I heard over and over again is, I feel so seen. I thought I was the only one. Oh my God, this is a thing that's really happening.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think that I was just listening to another podcast and she was talking about how much guilt she felt when she finally decided to separate from her husband because she felt like, oh, maybe if I'd just stuck it out like a couple more months or a couple more years, who knows when he would have made the turn. And I remember listening and being like, girl, he wouldn't go make the turn. Like he wasn't.
Maybe his lane was straight.
Right. But I do feel like women, particularly when we're partnered with men, like we just feel like if we just do more work, just stick it out, like he's gonna come around, he's gonna evolve, he's gonna like change his mind, and then we're just stuck for months and years and we wasted our time effectively.
Yes. Yeah. One of the most important psychological concepts I learned in graduate school was about intermittent positive reinforcement. So that has the strongest response rate for people to adhere or stick to a pattern or behavior. So the intermittent means you don't know when it's going to come, and then the positive, it feels good. And I think that's what happens a lot in these relationships is that every now and again you'll see a glimpse of like, oh, so he does know how to act. Oh, he does have emotional intelligence.
Child, Miss Robinson then been through all of that. You better preach, sis. Yes, it's definitely a lot of intermittent rewards, you guys, in relationships. That's why, a lot of women stick with men longer than probably what we should. Okay, and then some of that I feel is we we know that our men are not perfect, and it's going to take them some time to make a change. But I really do feel, because I've observed a lot of men over the past year, and I really do feel when a man wants something, he makes it happen. If a man knows he's hurting you or he's did something really bad in the past, to be malicious towards you, he cleans that up. He wants to be a better man because he knows that's what you deserve, and that's who he is as a man. He always wants to give his all and give his best. Okay, so like I told y'all, we are in this epidemic now with these struggle relationships and marriages where men are from the first floor. They're not really giving their all. Hell, I've talked to some men, they don't even believe in providing anymore. They feel like if you expect them to provide, you are a gold digger. What the hell? Like, I was accused, honey, of being a gold digger. I'm like, these niggas didn't even have no gold. Okay, and the man that accused me of that, I'm like, you must not have a lot to offer anybody. Y'all gotta quit with that. Ain't no woman trying to be with some man and it's a struggle all the time, financially, emotionally. No. Hell no. We want a life of luxury. Okay? And that's why I always tell you, women, make sure you're dealing with somebody with some money and get your money, because men are liabilities a lot of time. And when I say that, not all of them, but some of them, you already know that some bullshit is coming. There's going to be some form of negativity. So if he pay for it, okay, put in on this man, okay, he, he giving you some money, it just makes the exchange a lot better. Most women that feel depleted at the end of the relationship, they feel like drained and they feel like they gave their all. That's because they never established any sort of standards for that man. They didn't have him helping with bills. Okay, I had a nigga helping me with some bills, honey, and he wasn't even living with me. That's how you gotta do that. Okay, shit. I'm like a casino. You go pay before we play. How you doing? Okay, shit. And I don't think that that's gold digging. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. What she saying? Set it off, Queen Latifah. We need some insurance, baby. And Miss Robinson need that check. That's insurance to make sure I'm not wasting my time, to make sure you are investing financially within our relationship. And ladies, it depends on, the type of woman that you are, but that's kind of my blueprint. Like, every man I have literally been with has helped me financially. It was a requirement. And they wasn't like rich like that. I don't feel like a bad person because I had them do that. No, I'm supposed to receive. Shit, I'm up here giving all this good loving away and good cooking. And, I'm sitting up here supporting you and your goals and your dreams. That's, shit, I'm pouring into you and I need you to pour into me. I just need your shit to be financially, okay? And some of y'all not offering the emotional support, so hell yeah, you go pay. Okay? It's like having bad credit. You go pay. You go pay even more when you don't have nothing else to offer, men.
I heard him say this the other day, and then nothing. And so you're like, okay, well, I'm going to stay. He has the capacity. Maybe if I do this or I lean in more here, it'll start to show up consistently. And that's typically not what happens, because the level of insight has not been developed for most cishet men to know I have to be accountable for myself in relationship all the time. Oh, I'm not the son, right? Like, so there's a lot of socialization that happens from early on for most cishet men that like centers them in everything. And so now you come along in adulthood and you're trying to do this co-creation thing. You're trying to partner, And it's just a skill set that they have never really been forced to develop. And sometimes it's when they are left, or when they are, a lot of times the couples come to me, or men individually come to me, because the woman has said, look, we either gonna do this or I'm not. Like, I'm done, right? And so there's like this awakening moment of, there's another level of expectation required of me. Let me see if I can kick this into gear. And sometimes they just don't.
Yeah. So what needs to happen for that awareness? Like, so why don't cis men have that awareness? Like, what? Like, do we need to do something different? They need to do something different? Is there a different kind of therapy that they need?
Now, really quickly, you guys, before they continue, honey, with this beautiful conversation, I feel like a lot of men don't put in the work because there are so many women that allow men to be from the first floor, to be irresponsible, to be disrespectful. You know, we have women now that are proud to be a side chick. They are proud to share another woman's husband, another woman's boyfriend. You know, we have to put all of that and factor in all of that into the equation of why a lot of men don't change, because they know that they have a soft place to land with some other woman that is probably never like gonna be on your level, not just in terms of looks, but just standards and values and ethics and morals. You know, the woman a lot of times is not on your level, and they really take pride in getting with somebody that, that don't stand for nothing, because that means as a man, so-called man, they don't have to rise up and be the best man that they can be. And too many men feel that because I make a lot of money or I am improving my credit score and my finances, I'm a good man. No. A high paying man is not it's not a high value man. Just because you are high earning, that's not high value. You have to be willing to grow as a man, to be humble, to be disciplined, to be loving, to be kind. Don't just depend on the woman to have those qualities. You need to insert those into your character too. And it's too much one-sidedness, you guys. And I told y'all, in these relationships, whenever something is one-sided, it's abusive.
Yes. So one, I think they need to be in therapy. So overall, I think we need to rethink how we socialize boys and men around being emotionally present and emotionally available. Like, yes, we're talking about it more, but by and large, a lot of the sort of boys will be boys and men don't cry and, thug it out. That's still the lion's share of how we talk about men and boys. And if the zeitgeist of like alpha male podcasts have not affirmed that we've gone incredibly awry in our socialization, I don't know what does. However, so here's the thing. Most of the time, the couples I work with, and I want to be clear, like I never work with couples that are in abusive cycles, right? So there isn't active emotional manipulation. There isn't physical abuse. There isn't sort of intentional harm being done. That doesn't mean that there isn't harm. Yeah. And so the work really is around helping them really be able to engage in empathy, right? One, and two, be able to say, oh, this feeling that I have in my body, or when I feel irritated, or when I feel like I don't understand or disconnected, that matters, and I have to communicate that to her, rather than me trying to be over here and figure it out on my own, or being dismissive of it, or focusing on work, or all the other things, right? And so what I really try to do in therapy, and what I think men are benefited from is therapy, is having a space that's separate and different to be able to have a different type of conversation. Because those same people that have socialized them are still in their lives, their boys, their parents, other women they've been in relationship with. Like, all of that is coming into the present, and therapy has to be different. It has to engage them differently, to be able to hold up a mirror differently. And that's a lot of what I do in couples therapy, is like interpreting, right? Like, can you hear that she said this? Oh, that's what that meant, right? And so me doing also on the other side. So what I think when he does this is what's happening.
Yeah, okay. So when we've been talking about this in the For Harriet community, the pushback that I get is the way that I, as a cisgender heterosexual woman, am talking about my experiences with men is gender essentialist, right? So I definitely understand, like, I'm not perfect. Like, I be fucking up in my, like, whenever I talk about some of the, toxic things that I've seen and witnessed, experienced, seen, counseled other people through, I am not trying to come from the place of men are bad, women are good. So, like, how do we talk about these things without demonizing generally an entire gender?
Yes, and so absolutely. So one, I think the reason why women are working so hard, right, being so emotionally over-invested, is because cishet women love cishet men, and particularly, like, Black women just really stand Black men. They're like, it starts from a place of love, and we want to be connected with them because we know when they do show up in their fullness and their best versions of themselves, it's unprecedented. It's nothing like it, right? So I think we want to be reminiscent of that constantly, sort of center that and articulate that even more. And I think the other piece is this is why I talk so much about the relationship and the partnership, right? Because as an individual, I am not perfect. As an individual, I can be self-centered. As an individual, I can, like, mess up a lot. And so can he. It's about what are we willing to do to be in partnership together. And what women have over, women or people that are socialized to be women, right? We tend to be socialized to be relational. It's happening from us from the beginning. And so we have more strength, more robustness, more resilience in being able to access those parts of ourselves typically. And men, it's the opposite, right? It's about the production. It's about what it looks like. It's about accomplishment. And so what we have to figure out is the partnership of how that actually is not working against each other. Let's figure out how to make it work together, right? Because I want you to be your whole full version of yourself, and I want to be my whole full version of myself. The problem is, how do we stay connected and figuring out how to do that together?
Yeah.
And the shit is hard because to be in loving, right, healthy relationship with someone requires you to be self-aware and requires you to be accountable.
Since you're here, this is something that's been on at the top of my mind, and I don't have therapy until tomorrow. I feel like I am a natural communicator, and I feel like sometimes I get caught in a cycle of over communicating, of being like, if I just explain this a different way, okay, do I need to use different words? Okay, so these are the words you're familiar with, so let me try to explain it this way. And I'm like, that's too much. I feel like I'm doing too much talking. Like, you get it. You're a smart person. So how do I get out of that cycle?
So what I talk to my couples a lot about is being curious. So rather than focusing on the explaining your part, get curious about where the disconnect is. So I've been noticing I'm blah, 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 or I've been trying to do da, 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 da. It seems like when I bring that up, you're not responding, or maybe you don't fully get it. Talk to me about what you hear me saying, right? It's an invitation in. And the more questions you ask, the more curiosity you can develop in your relationship, that's the most defenseless position you can be in.
But really quickly, I feel like a lot of us as women, we're not curious because it's hard to be curious about somebody you don't even respect. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, but I get what she is saying, though. I do feel like what she's saying is effective, right? If you are, with somebody that has, the potential to change.
I think part of the socialization around men and cis relationships is, ooh, when she says something, I better be ready to come with a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's already sort of this defensiveness dynamic. And the more you can invite in, the more you can be curious, the more you can want to hear his side of things, the more it reduces that defensiveness, and it allows you to not have to over communicate, because now you're hearing his side.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can hear, oh, that's not what I've been saying at all. Like, no wonder you're not getting it.
Yeah. Should we, and this is like not even exclusive to the heterosexuality context, do you think that people should be breaking up sooner? Do you feel like we're just doing too much work to just make stuff work that's not supposed to work?
I think yes. And I also think that's a big part of like our monogamous culture, right? It's like adulthood, monogamy equals you find somebody, you try to make it work because you're supposed to lead to marriage, or you're supposed to lead to long-term partnership. And so we do end up investing a lot of time and energy in things that really, really do not serve us. I think people need to get much more clear about what their green lights are. We talk a lot about red flags. What are your green flags? What are your green lights?
Yes, I have never heard anybody say that. Yes, I love that. Come on, sis.
Get clear on that and start looking for that. And if they're not responding to those things, it really doesn't matter what the red flags are. Because you can have 1 to 5 red flags, but if you got 0 green flags, what are we doing?
Right.
So start getting clear about what your green flags are. If you don't see them in the beginning, baby, it's probably not going to show up. Like, they're probably the best versions of themselves, even if they're masked, right? Because we know that people are out here sort of sending their representatives, but they're not sending their worst representatives. They're sending their best representatives out. So look for those things. Stay clear about what is really non-negotiable for you and deal with the reality. I still believe far too many women are looking at potential, looking at if only, looking at if when, rather than this dude that's right in front of you right now.
Yeah. Now this is interesting because, you know, on the men's side, they're like, women don't want to build anymore. Women don't want to put in the work. You want a man to show up fully formed, and that's why you're single. And it's like, sir, I'm in my mid-30s. Like, what are we building?
Right. We're at a big age right now. And so that is the work, I think. So one, there's far more women in therapy. There's far more women doing self-awareness, self-evolution stuff than there are men. That's just period. I'm a mental health provider. I'm a coach. I know who comes to me in the ratio of men that come to me versus women, right? And the same is true for many of my colleagues. So you got to come with a foundation. We can build, but I already got like the power tools. I got my lumber. Where's your cement truck, right? So there's nothing wrong with building. I mean, for me, that's still the ultimate ideal relationship is you bring your full self and all of what you have. I bring mine, and we're building legacy. We're building long-term love and stability, and joy and adventure and sexiness. I want to do all of that. But if you are starting with, you know, the Fisher Price version of a tool set, and I have the whole set from Lowe's, we're just in 2 different spaces.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there, honey. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.